So today we'll be teaching how to design a social media flyer. So let's get started. If you want to design a social media flyer, the first thing you're going to do is to click on create new. When you click on create new, it might take a bit time before it will show this space where you're going to be setting your workspace. So here you will put 1080 by 1080 and your resolution will be 300. Then the mode color will be RGB color. Then you click on create. When you click on create, it might take a bit time for it to show your workspace. So now that we have our workspace, the first thing we are going to do is to import our background. Then let's go to where we'll save our background. As you all know, I save all my images and background under documents. So I'm going to click on documents. When I click on documents, it will take a bit time to bring out my recent documents on the background and drag it to Photoshop. When I drag it to Photoshop, it might take a bit time to load. Don't get scared. So the next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that my background fits in properly. So because of that, I'm going to hold my Alt key and Shift key and now drag it from here. As you can see, it now fits into my workspace. Then I'll click on this arrow. Then the next thing we are going to do is to make sure that we put a guideline that will help us to align our work. So you come to view. When you come to view, you scroll down to new guide layout. Then you click on it. As you can see, it will show you a way it will bring out all this line that will help you to align your work very well. Then depending on what you put here, that is how big the line is going to be. So then you click on OK. So the next thing we are going to do is to import the image we will be using today. So this is the image I want to use. I'll click on it, drag it to Photoshop, and here is it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to draw. So you come to your toolbar, you click here. This is a circle, or you can right click on it and select a circle, any shape you want. So I want a circle. I'll click on it and I'll come here. For me to get a very perfect circle, then I'll have to hold my Shift key and draw the circle. I think this is okay. So let's change the color of the circle let's change it to blue color. Let's use this blue here. Yeah, it's okay. So the next thing we are going to do is to make sure that our image that the circle is under the image. So you come to your layers, you click on your image, you drag it up. Then with that way, our image is now above our circle. So what we are going to do is to make sure we place the circle very well on the image. So because of that, let's take the circle up. Let's take it up. Then let's come to the image. Let's place it very well. Let's still rotate the image in order for it to fit in well. Then you click here. You click on the circle. Let's select the circle. Then let's take it back a bit. Yeah, I think it's now okay. So the next thing we are going to do is to make sure that nobody is seeing all of this. So because of that, let's create a new layer. We are going to be creating a new layer. Click on new layer. Then you select your brush tool. When you click on your brush tool, make sure that the color is showing here. It's the color you want to use. Like I want to use the color of this background, so I'll click here and select the color of this background. then click on OK. Then I can come here and this is it. We've used it to cover all the places that are supposed to show the line of this image. So we are done with that. The next thing we are going to do is to add our text. So for you to add your text, you come here on the text tool, you click on the text tool, you click here, then the next thing you do is to type your text. So the reason why you can't see the text is because it has the same color as the background. So let's change the color of the text. Let's make it this color. No, yeah, I think this is better. You click on OK. So the next thing we are going to do is the font that is showing here, it's not cool. So we are going to change the font to, let's use Montserrat. If you don't have it, you can install it on your PC. So let's look for Montserrat. Let me just type it. Montserrat. Let's just use Montserrat bold. This is it. This is Montserrat bold. When we select the Montserrat bold, the next thing we are going to do is to check the size of our text. So let's make sure our text, the size, let's give it 30. No, it's too big. Let's reduce it to 28. That is good now. So the next thing we are going to do is to type our length. So let's make it small. Let's use Montserrat medium. So let's make it smaller because it's too big. 12. Then I want it to really have space because I want to place it above this. So I want it to have space. Here, let me put 2000. So let me change the color to blue. This is now okay. So the next thing we are going to do is to put a circle again. Let's put a small circle. So the color of the circle, let's change it, cancel. Let's make the color the same color with this. Now click on OK. So make sure that it doesn't have stroke. Then let's put our text on it. As we are putting our text on it, let's change the font to, okay, this is okay. Let's use Montserrat bold, and then let's change the size to 12 because I want it to be aligned. Then the next thing we are going to do is to change the color, the text color. Let's change the text color to white. Align both of them. So you click here, then let me bring it a bit up. Let's place it here. So the next thing we are going to do is to put free because this is a free class. Let's click on it. The font we are going to be using for that free The font we are going to be using is Great Vibes. If you don't have it, you can install it. So the font is Great Vibes. This is it. And then let's change the color to 30, and this is perfect. Let's place it here. Do is to type our open to. The font that we will use there should be Montserrat. Let's use Montserrat. So let's change the Montserrat to bold. Let's make it bold. Then let's make the size smaller. Let's make it 12, and that is cool. So the next thing we are going to do is to change the color of the text. Let's make it blue. This is it. We've changed the color of the text. Here we'll be adding, let's at least reduce the size of this circle. It's too big. I think this is okay. Write with here the name of the person that will be taking the class. With. That is it. So the reason why you are not seeing, let's change the color so that you can see it. Okay, the reason why you can't see it there is because it's below the brush tool. So we are going to bring it up here. Take it up, and that is just it. So what we are going to do now is to change the front of width. Let's change the font. Let's use this font called Photographer Signature. So let's use Photographer Signature. Let's click on bold. Let's make it bold. Then let's make it bigger. Let's use 18. Yeah, I think this is better now. Then that is cool. A shade. Let me use a darker shade. These two open to, let's also use a darker shade. It's too shouting. That is cool. Then the next thing we are going to do is to add the name of the person here. So let's draw a triangle. Select your triangular tool. You draw your triangle this way. No, don't hold your shift, just draw. Now you've drawn your triangle. The next thing we are going to do is to give a color. Let's give it this color. Cancel. You click here, then you select your color. You click on OK. Then let's give it a shape that is more better. So here you come to this place. Due to I don't want to use all of them, I don't want to reshape all, so I will disable it here. I'll come here, click here, then click on, let me use like 35. I think that is good. Let's use 35 also this side. 35. It's now okay. So we are going to add text to it. The text we are going to be putting now is the name of the instructor, which is Elijah Comfort. Let's make it bold. Let's reduce the size. Now we've reduced the size. Let's make it a bit bigger. Let's go to 25. No, this is too big. Then let's reduce it to -25. So the next thing we are going to do is to change the color of these tests. We should change the color. Let's make the color white. Yes, it's perfect this way. So let's now align it with the triangle. Hold your shift, click on the Elijah Comfort, and then click on the rectangle. Then you come here, you click here. Both of them is now properly aligned. So we are going to place it how we want it to be. This is it. It's okay this way. So you come to this place, you select your triangle tool, then you draw. This is okay. So what you are going to do now is to this time we are going to be shaping all. So you come here, you click and drag. When you click and drag, it will give you the shape you want. Then the next thing we are going to do is to rasterize our triangle. You come here, you rasterize the triangle, which is you come here, you right click on it and now go to rasterize layer. When you rasterize the layer, you use this tool. Let's use our polygonal lasso tool. Then you click on it, then you click here. I want to give it a cut. I want to do, you click here, you click this way, then you click on your delete, it will delete it. You click on Ctrl D, is to remove the selected areas. So see this, Ctrl D, I don't want it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this, and for you to do that, you hold your control and click on Ctrl J. With Ctrl J, I've duplicated this. Now I'll bring it down. Let's quick. So we are going to rasterize this one. We will rasterize it, and for us to do that, we have to come here, right click on it, then go to rasterize the layer. You click on it, then you come here, select your lasso tool, then no, let's give it, let's put here 35, then you also put 35 here, 35 also. So now you've put your 35. The next thing we are going to do, as you can see, it has given that shape we want. So the next thing we are going to do is analyze it, which is this. We've done that already. So the next thing we are going to do is to give it that shape, and this is it. Ctrl D. So the next thing we are going to do is to put our numbers. For us to add our number, what you are going to do is to draw a small circle. So you click here, right click on it, and then select your circle tool. Then you hold your shift. You know, to give a perfect circle, you need to hold your shift, then you click and draw, and this is it. So you change the color to blue. And this is a perfect circle. So what we are going to do now is to type our text that will be inside it. So let's type 1. Your 1 to this. So let's now make it white color. Let's align both of them. We've aligned it. So the next thing we are going to do is to make sure it's well placed. So you select it, select the boat, you align it, then let's bring it up a bit. So the next thing we are going to do is to duplicate all our circles. So you click on the circle, then you hold your control and press J. I want to duplicate it. I've duplicated it now. So the duplicate will bring it down here. Let's quickly take it to this place. Let's bring it here. So we are going to be adding text. The text that will be there should be numbers. So you click on your text tool, then you write 2. That's the text we want to use. So here, let's make it another color so that we can see it. So that is it. Let's now change the color of the 2 back to white. And that is it. So we are going to be adding 3. You click on your text tool. The next thing we will be doing is to add those texts inside of it. So for you to add the text, okay, since we've gotten this, let's quickly add the other all the things we want to add on it before going here. So the next thing we are going to do is to click on our change the color to black. Let's make it darker. Let's make it darker. Let's make it 9. And this is it. So we are going to bring it up, align it. So you come here, I want to align it to the center. This is it, and it's properly aligned to the center now. So you now drag it to this place. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to add the time. The time we'll be doing it every day. So this class here, we want to do it by as from 7 days to change the color. I want it to have the same color as the graphics. So you click here, you select this, then you click on OK. When you click on OK, let's align it very well. Let's make sure it's properly aligned. So the next thing we are going to do is to add a color here. So I want to put a color on this place. So I'm going to select my triangular tool. I'll right click here, select the triangular tool, come here, I'll draw a triangle here. Then let's make the color of the triangle to be blue. Select your blue, click on OK, and it will fit in perfectly. So the next thing we are going to do is also to draw a triangle here. You put a triangle here. Since this is now okay, so let's come here and draw another triangle. This is it. So it's blue color. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. So the next thing we are going to be doing is I want to give it a little shape. So you will rasterize it. Rasterize. Then you click on this. You click here, and then you cut. Then you click on your delete. Then you click on Ctrl D to deselect. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to add these letters. Once we add these letters, okay, let's quickly add our logo so that once we add the letters, we will know we are done. Let's quickly add the logo here. I'll come here. Let me just use a different method. Let's come here. I will import. Click on File. Click on Place Embedded. Then when this box comes out, you type what you save your logo with. Like me, I save my own with my own logo. So that is it. I'll click on it. I'll place. So now it has appeared, but the color is white. Since the color is white, it won't be visible since our background is white. So for you to change the color now, you can't change the color through all this maze. What you're going to do is to click on solid. You click here, click on solid color. Then that solid color, the color we want it to be is, I think this, no, I think this is the color we want it to be. You click on OK. Then you come to here, you right click on it. You come to this place, you click on create a clipping mask. When you click on create a clipping mask, it will just, the color will only be on that particular thing you put the color on. So the next thing we are going to do now is to take the logo to where we really want it to be. So because of that, let's click on it and drag it. Is I don't think the color is actually matching with the text. So you come here, you click, double click on inside it, then you come here and select this color, and then you click on OK, and that is that. So the last thing we are going to do now is to write all these text inside it. So you just come, you test. I've taught you how to, you can just put your text. So so now we are done typing our text. The next thing we are going to do is to do a total check on our work. Whenever you are done designing a particular project, then what you are going to do is to make sure everything is okay. So because of that, we'll be giving this, let's just give it a bit shadow. Let's give it a drop down shadow. So you come to your graphics, you double click. When you double click on it, then it will bring this box. You click here, which is drop down shadow. So you can set your shadow anyhow you want it to be. After the settings, you can change the color of the shadow depending on the color you want your shadow to have. Depending on the color you want it to have. Like me, I want it to have a black color. I want my shadow to have a black color. So let's increase the shadow a bit. This is too big. So I think this is cool. Then we click on OK. I've added a shadow to it. Let's also add a shadow to our lane. You locate it, you click on, you come here, you click on your lane, then you right click it or you can double click on it. Either you right click it or you double click on it. You come to drop down shadow, then you click your OK. That is after you must have set here, depending on what you want from it, how you want it to be, the angle, the distance. So you click on OK. The next thing we are going to be adding shadow to is open to. Let's come to this open to and add a bit shadow to it. Let's click here. Let's double click on it. Let me show you another way you can do this. The second way you can do this is to right click on it, come to this place, select blending options. When you select the blending option, it will bring out the same box. Then you click on drop down shadow. Due to have set my shadow how I want it to be, but I don't like this color on this, so let's change the color to this. I think this color is better. With that way, it's showing very well. So you click on OK, click on OK, and we are done with this work. It's now perfect. So I'm going to be showing you how you can save your work, how you can export it. So for you to save this work, you come to your file. When you click on file, you click on save. When you click on save, you can save it with anything you want. Let's save it to it. Let's just save it with anything. YouTube. Let's write YouTube, and that is it. YouTube 2. Let's make it YouTube 2. Then you save. You are saving it under Photoshop, so that in case if your client complains of any mistake, you can easily come here and correct it. So you click on save. You click on OK. The next thing you are going to do is to export. When you want to export, you come here, you click on export. You click on export as. When you click on export as, don't rush it. It's going to take a bit time for it to show for it to come out. So we are going to be waiting for it. So here is it. Once this shows up, don't rush and click on anything. Just allow it to finish loading. Once it comes out this way, your work is fully out. You can now click on export all. When you click on export all, you come to this place. Make sure that it's saving under, sometimes it might be saving under where you don't want it to save. So like me, I make sure that it's saving under documents, because I love my work being saved under documents. Then you click on save. Once you click on save, it will export by itself. Now we've exported our work. Then we are done for today. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like. If there is anything you don't understand in this video, please tell me in the comment section. If there is any video you love me to make next time, also tell me in the comment section.